Hello, I have been following Intrepid's Ashes of Creation since 2017. But since then, Steven and Intrepid Studios haven't fully understood the PvE aspect of Ashes and what the players are looking for when it relates to the PvE player experience. So, to let me help you explain what Intrepid must do to improve Ashes, I recruited a helper from a content creator called FanMX from Theory Forge. He also has been a long-time follower of Ashes.
Because there are 5 major issues Ashes must fix if they want any hope of surviving Steam's brutal 2-hour refund window and the reality of modern MMORPG player expectations.
If Steven wants his game to be more successful, he must address the following. He must nail down the new user experience regarding the early access users, making sure the server logins are without any problems and without any long waiting times. Intrepid also has to make sure that mass players logging in does not create any FPS drops for long periods of time. And of course, the leveling experience. Ashes of Creation must have multiple leveling experience paths or loops to make the game more enjoyable.
First, the new user experience is rough. Really rough. Look, anyone who has been playtesting Ashes for a year or more knows the systems. We know the early game, we know the quirks, but for a brand new player walking into Vera for the first time, the new user experience is rough. There's almost no guided questing, minimal onboarding, very little direction, and almost no explanation for systems that will shape your entire long-term character identity.
Listen, I have been playing Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 and 3 for hundreds of hours. They still haven't found a way to have different leveling paths with equal amounts of leveling experience. Players must feel that they have options and choices. If you give them one path in any game, it will fail. But if you give players choices or other game loops, it will thrive.
Number 2, the leveling grind cannot just be hit mobs until you hate yourself. Right now, Ashes of Creation's leveling experience is basically kill mobs for hours, level up, and repeat. There are some quests in the early hours, but once you pass that initial stretch, the game becomes pure mob grinding. Look, grind is not inherently bad. Most MMOs have some grind. Classic WoW has grind, Lineage 2, Dark Age, Black Desert, all grind-heavy games. But grind cannot be the entire leveling experience.
That's right, traditionally grinding in an MMO was only related to gathering for crafting purposes. But grinding mobs for the sole purpose of leveling your character is doomed to fail. Why should I keep wanting to look for a group to level my character all the time as the more efficient way to level up? Whatever happened to solo play? Leveling solo by means of main questing or doing other activities that reward you equally.
Number 3, the narrative, questing, and story systems need dramatic improvement. The narrative is supposed to be one of Ashe's big pillars. The devs said they rebuilt their narrative tools from scratch and completed them months ago. But so far, players haven't seen the results in testing. Ashes needs real story arcs, main quests with purpose, character-driven lore, regional identities, breadcrumb, and side quests. Harbinger-based story moments, reasons to care about Vera. We want to feel invested. We want to know the characters. We want to understand the world, and we want to feel like we're part of something meaningful. Right now, questing is bare bones, and narrative is almost non-existent. Without it, the grind problem becomes worse. Story fixes grind. Story fixes leveling. Story fixes onboarding. Story fixes investment. Look at every successful modern MMO.
Right, Steven can keep his grind and risk versus reward theme, even if it fixes the questing experience. Right now, I believe the commission system in Ashes is also broken. I still think it should reward more experience. But the main Harbinger quest system should also reward the same amount of time and experience as running dungeons or crafting and processing. In fact, every activity you embark in, like themed PvP systems, notably Caravan PvP or Guild Wars or Node Wars, should reward you handsomely, like the dungeon or mob grinds.
Number 4. The PvP experience is not good, and this is a PvX game. This one hurts to say, because Ashes is supposed to be a PvX game, with a massive emphasis on open world PvP, caravans, corruption, and conflict. But if you ask our PvP guilds, if you ask the big groups who used to run large-scale fights, most of them have quit. The PvP doesn't feel good right now. Combat feels inconsistent. Time to kill is awkward. Corruption is too punishing. There's no meaningful reward for fighting. Open world objectives feel pointless. PvP loops aren't motivating players. There's PvP, but no reason to PvP, and no fun in doing it. The Harbinger system might help, and caravans are supposed to be the backbone of open world PvP. But caravans right now, barely functional, and PvP players won't wait forever. If Ashes launches on Steam with bad PvP, the PvP community, which is the backbone of a PvX MMO, will walk. This is urgent.
I believe the PvP in any MMO is an endgame loop. Meaning, unless Intrepid launches the game with everything fixed and completed. Meaning the quests, crafting, economy, and player conflict with consequences regarding guild dynamics. The alpha and maybe beta PvP will be occasional at best. That's why it's important to nail the game launch as close to playable as possible. Because right now, there is no incentive yet to PvP, except for the dueling system coming in Harbinger. But Node Siege or Guild War or even Caravan PvP isn't yet fleshed out or offer any meaningful loops.